contracts. IoT Innovation, February 2nd, 2024, leading companies in UAV swarm control for aerospace and defense. And remember, the NATO guy told you, we'll get control of it eventually. For now, it controls itself. Okay? LiDAR sonar fusion, more radar camera fusion, and your geo-referencing. You try to leave your geofence, you're going to be a spinach plant without your cell phone.
Drugs last year. We're super proud. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger. Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite.
Oh, I almost forgot. The other grandiose bullshitting. Control a drone with your mind. It's kind of commercial. Does that look like a military man to you? I want to make sure you guys can see that. Hang on. This was the other first paper I started with because I was like, wait, what? Okay. Yep, good. So these are mind-controlled drones that they get to play with. This is what I meant by starting your coffee pot with your mind and all the rest of the stuff that they do. Now, on the military grade scale, we're talking about human-machine teaming. It's different. Human-machine teaming with small unmanned aerial drones. And then, of course, your dogs. Aren't they cute? And then, of course, human-machine teaming with small unmanned aerial systems. Hang on. You can wear a headset or haptic gear. You speak out loud. Or you can twitch your eyebrow. See other videos on the Rumble. And there's your DARPA N3 doing the same thing. Non-invasive. Now your little helmet here has got plenty of transmitters and stuff going on. Isn't that nice? That just gives you more range. And of course, more acuity. Kind of like working on it in vitro before you release it. So you're dealing with people who are the epitome of keyboard warriors like that. And we showed the headsets in 2012. And they love you. They can control more than drones. Bodies and bones. Just reach through. Geofence breach. Do you see it? Not necessarily human. Could be a drone breach, right? Geolocation error. Human-machine teaming and... Hang on. Let's see if this one will open pretty for me. Make K environment. Paradigm focuses on supporting partnerships between humans and autonomous machines. Human-machine teaming describes requirements for transparency, augmented cognition, augmented humans, and coordination that enable far richer partnerships than those found in typical human-in-the-loop and human-on-the-loop systems. They want augmented humans. They don't want regular people. Augmented humans are the way of the future. Autonomous self-adaptive systems in domains such as autonomous driving, robotics, and your cyber-physical systems are often implemented using the Make-K feedback loop as the primary reference model. In both a simulated and physical environment. Yep. And then here comes your Google Scholar, your software engineering, your IEEE, your ACM. Yeah. And instead of being able to talk about it, the best way I can show you is take a look and consider that it's either working by itself or somebody twitched their eyebrow.
The pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of sheet explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people. People do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now trust me, these were all bad guys.
Who gets to make that decision?
Now that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure.
Did you hear my question? Who gets to make the decision on who the bad guys are? Mental health has been weaponized against people very heavily. That is a guarantee. No surprise with that. So recently, or rather this morning, Minnesota Senate Republicans just introduced a bill to classify Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. So if you don't like who's in office, now you got a mental illness. Kind of like the people who were pissed off about the red flag laws. Mental health has been weaponized for a long time. The shooters, oh my gosh, what are they doing? They're being remoted around like Sims in a video game. And the bankers, I was going to say banking system, the bankers and the mafia and your local logistics, the people who legitimately run things, they're the ones who tell the clandestine services what to do. That's why you have 4 secret layers of law enforcement in the United States, facilitated by the squirrels, and your electromagnetic warfare, JATS, Joint All-Domain, Joint Force Headquarters systems, protected by DISA, who gives CISA their clearances and allowances to get to the hardware of the Defense Information Systems Network of the Pentagon. Define terms and access.
They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill half a city. The bad half. Nuclear is obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm.
The target profile is comprised of those feature values, as identified not only in your digital twin, but in your wireless. Your smart meter, your smart home, everywhere you go, everything you do, your W-band blockchain, your electronic health records, and store the data in your DNA. Because that's a better storage, and it goes with you anyway.
And rest easy. These are available today. We have a distribution network taking orders from military, law enforcement, and specialist clients.
The nation is still recovering from yesterday's incident, which officials are describing as some kind of automated attack, which killed 11 U.S. senators at the Capitol building.
They coming from everywhere. They attacked just one side of the aisle. It was chaos. People were screaming.
You can see high windows, very small, precisely punctured to gain entry to the building.
What did she say?
I just did what I could for him. Things weren't even interested in me. They're just buzzing.
Government sources admit the intelligence community has no idea who perpetrated the attack, nor whether it was a state, group, or even a single individual.
So if we can't defend ourselves, then we strike back.
We are investing very heavily in classified defense projects.
We make it our deterrent like our nuclear deterrent. We stockpile in the millions, the billions.
At key facilities.
No, he said the nuclear deterrent, well, we'll figure out how to control it eventually. Right now, AI is in control of itself. That is heavily defined, with dates, times, testing, deployment, and clearances.
The The White House, the New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street.
Safe in their homes.
Well, we wish we had boots on the ground in every community in this country, but we don't.
Ollie? Ollie, hi. Hi, Ollie, honey. How's Edinburgh today? How are all your studies going, huh?
Good.
Great. Hey, are we doing a video call today?
I'm kind of with people, so
Oh, well, come on, Oliver, put her on.
Oh, no, it's not like that.
Oh, well, listen, I see some photos here with some...
Yeah, I can see lots of likes and oh, shit, you're having long. So that is my stuff and military.
What is this video right here? Oh.
No, I'm not going to put it on. It's just this human rights thing on oppression or whatever.
Honey, you're not going into politics.
Are you okay?
It's safe here, just like you said it would be.
Heavy traffic emergency A720 this morning.
Police are not saying this morning what prompted the emergency.
Claim relaxing firearm legislation would be useless against the so-called slaughter bots.
Just stay away from the crowd.
So when your cybersecurity, your blockchain czar came in, and everybody said, no, and I said, that is not a computer. That is a human body, tethered to that blockchain, with thermal energy aware routing protocols in that wireless body area network for biomedical sensor devices for healthcare applications. Nobody said a word. 5 years ago. And before you think that your drones are huge, nope. Very small. And even way smaller than these. Check it out. Now if you think that's bad, really, that's nothing. Welcome to your MEMS, which have been very large-scale integration around since the Quartz program in the 70s. Heavily tested. Welcome to your smart dust. And it never ends. They don't want to talk about their smart dust. They don't want to talk about moving molecular communication with Brownian motion and diffusion. They want you to be focused on your NFTs and your crypto. Because they're busy. Going to school. Going to work. So if you can watch a YouTube video like this and play with your brain and pretend that these systems are not old, DARPA developed, research and development is happening even right now. And we're talking tiny. And it's all for biomedical. That's your health.
Windows, keep windows covered with shutters.
Protect your family. Stay inside.
How are they steering these little things? Your wireless, the air, pressure, sound. No magic wands, no reptar, human to human.
Authorities are still struggling to make sense of an attack on university campuses worldwide, which targeted some students and not others. The search for a motive is apparently turning to social media, and a video shared by the victims exposing corruption at the height.
It's often surprising. The weapons differ way
Directive 3009. I can hear myself in the background, but I'm not sure why.
And loss of control. No positive outcomes.
No positive outcomes in the design criterion. These people have been augmenting themselves at hotels. That's why I'm so pissed off about hearing about endless aliens and bullshit. These are jobs. These are jobs with decisions that have been made that no one was involved in, and they don't want your opinion. They're very clear about that in the documentation. The longer that we allow these physicians who are helping them and have been since the 70s, and all of these embedded clandestine services to BS everyone, keep them nice and quiet, you're done. These are augmented humans. They're not going to wait. They don't want to be human. And they're not giving anyone a choice. Additionally, they're not tracking you with your cell phone. They're tracking you with your own anatomy. So you would think that by now, we wouldn't be lying to people about the Golden Dome. We wouldn't be lying to people about acronyms that they don't understand. You would think if you wanted people to support one another, you would tell them that they are tethered to the cloud by the way they breathe, that they are watched in their own home. And if that's how it's going to be, and nobody's allowed to say no, and nobody's allowed to learn about it, you would think that people would at some point challenge this system. No. Welcome to the Internet of Behaviors and the AI overriding your neurons while you're sleeping. It's a job at the local level. So, to my community, whatever you do, do not give up on you. Please get reconnected with your anatomy. We have a tremendous amount of people who were on the live the other night. We're going to be doing the next one with how to control your own electromagnetic field, known as your biofield. Because as these signals come and go, there are still some of us out here who can feel our own skin. Some of us survived some of the testing for what you're seeing right now, and they don't want us around. We are continuing to be picked off one at a time, or more, and it's violent. Nobody cares. Tell me another alien story. How'd the airplane disappear? And until that changes, and humans can stop being so addicted to apathy and cowardice, nobody's going nowhere. There is no off-grid. So, in closing, I really appreciate all of you out there. I am not going to be re-uploading this. If you screenshot it or whatever, don't care. It's out there in the public. But what I wanted to say is that I didn't want to go behind a paywall. I did it to survive a little longer. My family is furious pissed, as they should be, because your entire community, everyone, played with me, knowing that I was accurate, knowing that I was just telling you the truth, straight up, straight across, here it is, that's how it works. Well, they spun you with lawfare, spun you and spun you, forcing you to contact people that don't give two shits about your opinion or your vote. They want civil war. They're going to get it because nobody is saying no. Everyone is wound up in all these other tribalized, polarized directions. The Synergy community is not polarized. We're not falling for the potato in the tailpipe. We're working together as best we can to educate the people we love, seeking whatever triage and mitigation we can. If Agenda 2030 is already finished, and it is, then we are way outmatched right now due to the werewolves versus villagers problem. I have children, and I have my self-respect. I would heavily encourage any of you, even if you do not pay the $5 a month, and you don't have to, because I will occasionally put notifications there, because they work, whereas, Odyssey doesn't. Neither does any platform. And that way, you can continue to get information, but what I ask of you, always give the direct source link to what you're looking at. Please do not make up stories or be salacious for clicks. Please make sure that you are practicing human decency, meaning that when you're talking about these things, firmness is important. And in finality, Leave my name out of it. I didn't do this to have my name everywhere. I thought more humans would want to know what was happening to them and their family, and with their college students and their studies. What I found was the exact opposite. So what your family, your friends, your people need, they need to hear it from you. They need to hear this information in whatever way it makes sense to you at your level of comprehension. You are more powerful, more incredibly awesomely designed, and purposefully made than you realize. You will feel the signal and you will move. Or you won't. But your family, your friends, your loved ones, they need to hear it from you. We are seeing a lot more of that going on. And people are leaving my name out of it because it isn't about me. This is about every human. They've already augmented everyone. Nobody is a pureblood. Nobody is loose. They've got 50 years of databases. And because no one would stand up to them, no one would be honest, they're getting away with it. Do not support anyone who refuses to educate you with respect. Because you deserve it. You paid for all this. And for them to stare you in the face and tell you you're too stupid to know that what you're paying is their paycheck to log into your central nervous system, excuse me. Please. Anybody got any questions? Oh, 91120, I hope that's the case. Because if you don't take back that anatomy, you're done. You're not going to move. You can't feel your own skin, and that's what they want. My community knows that I do not advise people to talk to AI. I don't do it myself. You know, those searches, when they come up, that's as close as I get. Can't stand it anyways. Yeah, nobody's crazy except these people to continue gaslighting everybody like they are over a warfare doctrine. Talk about dangerous. Thank you for being here today, everybody. I might be back later with a different type of live for my community with some other details and videos that we're getting into, including Richie from Boston. We're going to be talking about the Nephilim and the N6. It's your N-series math for turning people into synthoids as well as chimera style synthetic biology. More that DARPA Biotechnologies office. Oh yeah, it's going to be... I don't know that fun would be the right descriptor. Plasma orbs are like ball lightning and magic cards. Be very careful. And it depends. They can spin off or they can be controlled. Yeah, later on in the live we're going to look at the Dark Journalist too with the Apotheum effect, and I'm going to show you some things that I found. That's what our community's been waiting to do, but those lives are going to be behind the paywall. Like I said, I just wanted to put this out here for the public people because it was I would say like 95% to 5%. Almost everybody understood why I finally went behind my little $5 a month just to stop all the noise. It's ridiculous. And I really did not think that it would take all of this work. I thought for sure humans would be like, hey man, I don't want to be tethered to a remote control. That's not okay. That's rape. You're doing things to me. I can't go to the police. I can't go to the doctor. I can't go to my own government. How do I make it stop? Oh, that's right, you don't. Because the Flynn Network said so. National security. To be under our skin and watching us in our home so that you don't have to get up off your ass, walk away from your desk. Excuse me. Please. I have not seen operating system Iris, but that could be one of the things they use. Yeah, the live feed of someone's vision, that's very easy. There's a ton of apps for that. Feel your own skin, I'm referring to your own anatomy. You used to call it the aura. It's actually called the human biofield. And they removed it from the National Institute of Health about 100 years ago. And then they put it back in 2015. That field is your bioelectricity and neurons. And that's how empathy, telepathy, precognition, and all that is natural in humans. They suppress it. Magneto-restriction with those same bioelectromagnetic algorithms they're using to manipulate your behavior, and mandated worldwide for ubiquitous health monitoring. Dr. Persinger, Persinger, is the person I would go take a look at. They also buried the guy who wrote the book, The Body Electric. Anybody who talked about the biofield, they got rid of you. They don't want anybody feeling their own body. They need to be under your skin, in your interstitium, and remoting you around. Yeah, it's called pacify and control. It's another military doctrine for intelligence and counterintelligence to work together to achieve the mission. So anybody telling you trust the plan, some people equivocated it to the Bolshevik plan, and historically that's accurate. But again, we should have been defining terms and not going along with all these people who echoed one another with garbage. To this day, when I say looking glass, a ton of people are totally confused. They have no idea that that's our flying AWACS. Radar cubes, it's a data cube. Yeah, of humans. With radar. Amazing. It's not magical, it's not mystical, and it's not only for one or two people. Valerie says they killed the guy who wrote The Invisible Rainbow. Yeah, they killed a ton of people. Anybody who told the truth, that's why they're like, why they let you talk? Well, only the people in my community know how much they have disallowed me to teach classes and speak. That's why it's $5 a month. A little bit of paywall. That's all I get. May God bless and keep all of you. And again, the Synergist community, these are our Heartfire warriors. All faiths, all walks, different politics, different belief systems in philosophy, in the multimodal sciences. Some of our folks believe in the plasma changes, some don't. Some of our folks believe in the Nephilim, some don't. We have atheists. We have people of every kind. Because the one thing that we can all agree on is, get out from under my skin. I'm going to punch you in the nose. Because it's inhumane to treat humans this way. And that's why I left the public. I said, the 3 largest groups of people that are medically maimed, you won't admit to the R&D you used on them for yourselves. Life extension technology, human augmentation, ordered at the level of global GDP. But the reptilians, shapeshifters, and synthetic biology is very real. But what level of N-series math are you dealing with? What geolocation are you in? And how much access do they have to their sensor networks? This is the wireless. That is what they are using, the synthetic biology. Yeah, anybody who says that you shouldn't learn about this because of, I don't care, fill it in, there's something wrong with them. This is drone warfare. This is network-centric warfare. This is now. Not, oh, hey, it'll get here in 20 years. No, right now. So whether you're a parent or a college student or just a basic person trying to figure out, whoa, how am I going to navigate? You're going to need to adapt your thinking and get caught up. The Synergy channel on the Rumble is going to continue to be archived. My Firewall husband is working on it later today. And then this channel, Synergy on the Odyssey, is going to be empty, other than for lives like this and things of that nature. Hey, Danger Zone, nice to see you too. Man, there's a bunch of you here I haven't seen in a while. Yeah. The logging in absolutely existed in the 70s and the 80s, but it was less automated. They ran the fake remote viewer stuff until 1995. That's your Stargate program right now with the fiber and them with their augmentation. Because in 1995, you got your body area network. The ringing in the ears thing, even the Navy people would talk about that. It's a way to pick up, because of what Dr. Cruz talks about. Permeating the blood-brain barrier in the ears. It's more cognitive neurology. I keep my earbuds in with an auxiliary port. I don't use wireless anything when it comes to being close to my body. I've never used a square pin, an Oura ring, none of it. I can feel the signal naturally, and I can hear it. The perturbation, that's vibration. Can't stand it. And again, if you've seen me at all, you know I'm very hostile. Because I don't want the AI or these signals anywhere near me. And I use a lot of sound defense. I know how to breathe, and I know how to sing, and I know how to swing. It's not a joke. And remember, no fear. Whatever it is that you believe in, even the atheists, Deep breath in, center and focus. Shoot! Bring up that piloerection. It makes everything difficult in that interstitium for them to read. It's like a stutter stuck. Then you go from there. That's kinetic. Kinetic. Promise. You're welcome, Sal. Always good to see you, sassy lassie. Piloerection, you can use music, you can use gentle touch. Some people have used cold. I would heavily recommend, if you're interested, the Telegram that we have is invite only, but boy, do we have some great conversations. Our people are very kind. They understand, usually pretty intimately, that reconnecting with your anatomy is number one. And for people like me, I stay with my Creator. I believe in Jesus Christ the Nazarene, amen. That does not mean that you need to believe in what I do. I've seen some pretty intense stuff lifelong, and the one thing that I've always seen God do, He doesn't want you to be afraid. He wants you to believe in you, because you are wonderfully made. Period. And for me, God is the creator of all. He's not trapped in these dogmas and rule systems that they refer to as religions. I really don't like that. I think that all people have that natural heart fire to connect with their Creator exactly the way that they need to. That should be sacred between a person and their own soul, not something that should be used for domination and control. The cannabis is disruptive, T2B writer, because it uses an alternative neural network with the cognitive neural networks. But the dispensaries have been lacing stuff. They watch by the calibration of your digital twin 6 days out. So you just have to be very careful. And if you can find a way that it's grown naturally with no chemicals, you're going to be a lot better off. And I definitely wouldn't do anything that comes from a government-mandated location. The growers in Nevada and Arizona and California were trying to fight that all the way back to 2010. Because I was placed on the test program in Nevada with a full background check for cannabis at that time on triple the human lethal limit opiates with all that stuff with the DA. Growing your own food and medicine as best you can. Yep. We have quail. We're moving to hydroponics for lettuce and other vegetables. And we're making a living water table. I'm very excited. And maybe some fish. Okay. Alright, for those of you on the Ko-Fi, I'll send you a notification. Give it about 15 minutes and then I'll be live later, because rather than make some long-winded videos, I figured let's watch it together. I have Richie from Boston, and then, like I said, our Nephilim discussions with the Book of Enoch, some of the Sigils and Seals discussion, the Dark Journalist, permaculture. We had people attend the class in Florida who are proficient, highly proficient in permaculture. You can find them on the Telegram too. They're still there. Incredible folks. Very creative. You bet. Yep. Yes, fish. Yeah, fish and lettuce and the some of the herbs, because it's a system that all works together naturally, you know. Yeah, fish. Absolutely. Every time I say hydroponics, most people are like, "Hey, man." I'm like, "Whoa, hang on." Lots of application here. Yeah, piloerection is your body. You're generating your own stem cells, which save yourself $30,000 for a stem cell infusion. Hey! But it's also about disrupting the infrasound the nano is using to scoot through your vasculature. I also tell people don't drink the nano. There's Tony, the nano triangle guy. That's helpful. But the nano is not the only problem. They're using your cells. They're using modified bacteria, which is in everything. They're using the way your cells signal one another naturally. That's why this is so vital. Okay? And if you spend any amount of time on the Rumble channel under Synergy or Non-Vaxxer 420, you're going to be horrified. If you sign up for the Ko-Fi, you do not have to pay money. Some videos, like the spinach video with my caregiver, those are free. The video I just did with the NWIX is free. I still have to load links for it. Other than that, you get the proper notification and timing. And if you don't want to donate a dime, you can watch those for free. There will be a delay, and then we're going to load things on the Rumble. But that 2-week delay is where I'm able to speak with our community who's waited for over a year to get to the biofield practice that I taught for 10 years, from 1993 to 2003 and took notes properly, mathematically, for what we're dealing with now. And they're 30 years out from where everybody is at least, and I'm there too, but I don't have white papers to show. So rather than being attacked, I decided to go behind the paywall so I could discuss that with our Synergist community. Thank you, Elle. Oh, I missed a good question. Why remote viewing to see past and present isn't reliable? Often because they are manipulating the way your body is perceiving what you think the visions are that you're having. They're very involved with neural networks and the smart meter. And when you start to use your telepathy, your empathy, or your healing, these AI systems are all over you. It's gotten intense in the last year and a half. It is crazy intense. It's not that you can't do it. You can, but you have to learn how to quantum tunnel with your own biofield. That's the other component of what we're working on. So I had to finish the suppression dynamics that they had listed with the Department of Defense chemical budget statement from 2022 and the R&D for DARPA from 2023 to be absolutely certain. Intense, yep. Hi, Lovely. Lovely there also has videos on piloerection. So, Lovely, I'm going to call you out. You absolutely might want to talk to her if you want more ideas of how to genuinely reconnect with that anatomy. The Monroe Institute. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but that's the farm and derivatives of the farm. Well, I mean, that isn't the farm. It's the Monroe Institute, but they all work together. They didn't want anybody to have psionic, they call it psionic abilities. That, like I said, empathy, telepathy, precognition, that is your own bioelectricity and neurons. That's all it is. They don't want anybody to be able to do it except them. And the magnetorestrictive that they're using to suppress your neurons is listed in the bioelectromagnetic algorithms. There's no maybes. They did it on purpose so that you would be forced to augment and use their AI or nothing. Yeah, they can remote people around no different than Sims in a video game. Again, Synergy on the Rumble. I got a whole video about it that shows you the tech, the know-how, the logins, the W-band Omnet stuff, the whole thing. Terminology matters, folks. It makes it a lot easier and a lot less scary when you can just talk about stuff for what it actually is and how it's deployed. Yeah. And then, final thing. Be careful of the consciousness peddlers. That's what I call them. They won't talk about the body area networks. Just back up. Because there's no excuse at this point, and a lot of them are still doing it, but these people work together to suppress the data. This is what it is. And do not run the risk of, when it comes to reptilians, you'll hear me say I get snippy about it, okay? But I had a conversation the other day on Dibumasan's channel. He's got some really great people in his chat. If you haven't been to Dibumasan's channel, you really should. He teaches about a bunch of stuff. In my opinion, it's just very different than what I talk about sometimes. He has a couple people there that are very smart. They're very well educated in some of these other terminology that people use. And this gentleman and I, it might have been a lady, but I'm pretty sure it was a gentleman, we were talking about reptilians and how when it comes to people, they're like, oh, well, that can't be. Oh, it absolutely can be. And then what happens is, as I said, depending on the geolocation and how close they are to that system, the wireless sensor network, they can get real big teeth real quick and then shrink back down. But it's physical. It's not in your head or blue beam or a hologram. It's physical. Very real. Shapeshifting is natural to humans. They took that away too, weaponized it, bad stuff. Mind your situational awareness. No more lying, like Jonathan Kleck said. Hi, Bean Bean. Nice to see you. Yeah, and the digital twin makes it even easier for those that are reptilian and or other types of shape-shifting. And when they want to drain a body and do bad things, they're usually attenuated with a wireless sensor network environment with special arrays for them to do it in like a house or a warehouse or whatever. They don't need to be underground. Wireless is everywhere. Alright, y'all. I will see you later. Please check out Dibumasan, Non-Vaxxer 420, and Juxtaposition for those of you that can handle the truth. Mark 536, amen. No fear. You got